Alright, what's up everyone? Duquesne23 here with ForgeHub, and today we're taking a look at the map Hollowed. Now this won second place in the Seek and Deploy contest that ForgeHub hosted a little while ago. But yeah, this is an incredible map. It looks beautiful, so let's just go ahead and jump in and check out all the detail that this creator has made. So from the start of this, whenever I was doing the B-roll, I'm like, this map reminded me an awful lot of course there's supposed to be Halo 3 themed and stuff, but it reminded me an awful lot like the Halo 3, campaign mission where you first encounter the flood. You'll see that here in a second with some of the buildings on the outside. But just look at the detail in this with the rocks, how everything forms together. You don't see any like creases in the rocks or anything like that from, where you place multiple rocks down. It's just absolutely beautiful. Love the just details of adding the moths and stuff on the lights. It's just really just good detail, providing a little bit of animations, a little bit of movement while you're walking around all this, so just not everything is stagnant. Just fantastic job. The trees, look at those custom trees there. Really good job. I know a lot of people aren't going to be looking up at the trees while they're playing, but just it looks great. As well as this little palette, I don't know, scaffolding or whatever you want to call it here, but again, just adding moss on the lights, it makes sense. They're having the moths there, and of course having the different sounds, like you have that cricket sounds right now going just in this little area. I was super impressed with what he was able to do with creating all this beautiful environment to be able to play in. But look at these custom trees. They are some fantastic looking custom trees here. Just really great job off of making them seem natural and everything. So look at this right here. We got stuff in the background right there, just off in the distance. They could have put a just completely walled off gate right here where you can't see through, but I like that they added a little bit of depth there. More boxes, more everything. Here's I guess a B location here that you come through. Man, just everything right here, just all the detail. Like, look at this detail that he was able to put into this map. Okay, I don't want to go in the center. Let's keep going around the outside here. But just the amount of detail, also different levels. It's really smart having different levels. So not everything is just flat. Just remember that whenever you are forging a map. And look at the pelican there in the background. We got a landing pad. That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Got a little landing pad for a pelican. The different types of buildings as well. This one's more of like a concrete with metal or something like that. Over here we got a brick building. It's really smart to change up and just have some different types of buildings and different types of walls and just everything. Got boarded up windows. I also really like right here how he put these little lights inside this like window facade thing right here. That's really neat. There's another one down there. That's a really cool idea to be able to put, just to add a little detail onto the wall. We won't go into the zone here, but yeah, just look at this. This is great. I wonder if this is this like a little base or something right here in the center, because it has those the metal, it kind of looks like barbed wire type of thing up top. So let's go ahead and keep moving. Come in here. This is a green light in here. I love how it just changes the mood, changes the atmosphere, having some different colored lights in different places. So just plenty of cover also with this, like with all the pillars, the different rooms, the different walkways. These lines of sights aren't perfectly straight, like the little hallways are curved and everything. It's just not, big old straight hallways. So did a really good job with that type of stuff of changing line sights. I just love the custom trees. I love whenever people build custom trees. They look great. Did a really good job with that. And just the detail of the debris on the ground. It's not overly done, but it's a good job off the detail. I love this little thing right here. This looks really nice right there. Really good job with that. So let's go ahead and keep going into this building here. Got the garage door. That is really cool looking right there. Got a huge garage door going to be coming down, and you got the other one right there. That looks fantastic. I don't know if I've really seen that done before, like this type of garage door. Maybe it has, but I can't remember. But that looks great. I love the metal look inside here, like on the walls and stuff. You got all the metal and everything. We got the forklift carrying some stuff, which is great. I love the brick here. There's a darker color brick than the brick that was outside. It's a really good job off of changing, the color there. We also got an interesting looking ceiling here with some God rays coming through. Just everything looks visually just, you know, top notch. This looks so good with the vines and everything growing over the sides of all this type of stuff. So yeah, this is what I was talking about in the Halo 3, like the campaign. I just feel like these buildings right here kind of remind me of, you know, whenever you first encounter the Flood, like that, you know, Covenant ship that's infected with the entire Flood comes crashing down, and then you got to go fight, you know, back and everything. It's like this, what it kind of reminds me of that a little bit is right there. So this, you know, this looks pretty cool. I love the look of all this. I love whenever people do stuff like this, putting a fence with a little bit of detail behind the fence here, like this. Do you need to do that? No. Does it look good? Yes. It provides a little depth to your walls and to your map. So it's just not everything is just perfectly flat. And I gotta love the little tube here. Gotta love the tube. So let's go ahead and now move throughout the center of the area. Check out the center. I love the broken pillars and stuff. They did such a great job. Like, this looks so good. You know, it's incredible what people are able to make with Forge. I know people I see a lot in the comments, people talking about just blown away how some of these, you know, Forge maps look dead made. It's stuff like this one. And I think really, like, it's amazing what they're capable of doing now. Now imagine once we get a full, like, once we get something like, you know, terrain editing, or, you know, we could paint, you know, materials on the ground, like paint pathways and stuff. Like, it's going to be even more incredible whenever, hopefully, that will be coming in the next iteration of Forge in the next Halo game, because that's just my dream, is that, you know, we get that. And now, of course, I would love to be able to have a more simplistic version for console users, you know, kind of do like what Fortnite does with UEFN. UEFN is on PC. And then they have the normal creative mode, which is a more simplistic, kind of like Forge, on console. So that would be kind of neat if they did that. So, but man, the whole thing, I'm just walking around this, and this really does feel like a campaign mission or something like that. Did such a good job there. Love this right here. That's fantastic. Just everything about this looks really good. So if you do want to check out this map, it will be in the description down below. You can bookmark it there. Also, be sure to subscribe right here for more of these walkthroughs, checking out all the little details that these forgers put in, because they spend months and months and months on these maps. They spend so much time on these maps. So I really want to check out all the detail that they do place on these maps, because you're not going to see that type of stuff, you know, at least as much of it whenever you're specifically going and fighting, you know, on these maps. So thank you all, everyone, for coming out. Appreciate it. I will see you on the next one. And remember, let's forge a new Halo.